Well, good evening everyone and welcome along to round 16 of the PS4 F8 series live from Japan. We're here in Suzuka for round 16 of the F8 season and we are in for a treat today, ladies and gentlemen, because the championship gap at the top of the table is 2 points. Suzuka, of course, is a place where so many titles have come down to the wire and where so many of them have been decided, and hopefully they won't be decided today. But we are in for a title showdown of titanic proportions. So a full field of 20 drivers greets us today, and this is the first stream of F8 that we are going to be having live on the AOR YouTube channels. We welcome you all to the stream, of course, and we hope that we can provide the best show that we can. So here we are, we can introduce you to all the PS4 F8 drivers today. So we have Stuart McDougall in the McLaren going around there. We have Jason in the Red Bull on for a good string of results then. David Ben, a two-time winner in the PS4 F8 series and is looking to keep that momentum going. He had a pretty poor race last time out in Malaysia, so hopes he can improve today. Buffon in the other Ferrari made his debut a couple of races ago and is looking good to score more points. Seika he's had a run of about 3 DNFs now, is looking to go back to point-scoring ways. Namaro made his debut 2 races ago in Singapore and is looking to improve on his performances. Hasn't scored a point yet and is looking to get that rectified. Dyson in the Force India looking to get a good result here today. Boniface, a one-time winner back in, I believe... Well, I actually can't remember where he raced because it's so long ago. But he won one race this season and is looking... Well, almost came to victory lane again in Malaysia, but was just pipped to the line. Daniel UK has had a poor run of results in the past couple of races and is looking to improve on them. Jerry Force made his debut last time out in Malaysia in the Mercedes, but he's now in the Williams. He's filling in for Caddy Damus, who unfortunately could not be here today. Ghost Hunter is going on to a lap there in the Haas. And there is Washi, your championship leader. Has had some drama in the last few races, especially in Singapore and in Malaysia. Had a spin and had a few coming together with the wall in Malaysia, but has got himself back on track hopefully today and is looking to increase that championship gap because it's really on today. Zek is looking to get a podium he's had one podium, but he wants more of them. He's had a string of kind of poor results in the last few races and is looking to improve them. Ian had his 15 race scoring streak come to an end last time out in Malaysia, so it's a real shame, but with 20 drivers it gets very, very competitive. Rob 2K is going to be one to watch, as we said. He won one of the practice races we had around here actually, and he finished in P4 in Malaysia and is looking potentially good for a race win sometime. Hoink Doink in the Red Bull, absolutely flying through the Degners there in the Red Bull, is looking to potentially take a race win. Took one pole position in Singapore. G. White hasn't been here in a while actually, so it's good to see him again. And there is the man you need to be watching and keeping an eye on. This is McQuiz, the man in second place in the championship and is now 2 points behind in the championship, and he's going to be looking to turn the championship in his favour today. And down the back then, with no time set, is more than amazing in the Sauber. We'd missed one driver, Denzamo, your winner last time out in Malaysia. A shock win, a shock pole position, but converted it into a win. It was a fantastic thing to see that day. And so, we have 7 minutes left of qualifying. There is your provisional lineup with a 129.8. It is Boniface who sits on top. And so then we can get the stream chat up and welcome you all along to Suzuka, a very, very famous circuit in F1. It's been the site of so many title showdowns that we can't even count them on our hands. And so, who is going to be on top today is a question that we have to ask now, because it's just been so unpredictable in the last few races, and it's just been so great to see so many drivers being so competitive, as we can see, because Washi and McQuiz P5 and 7 provisionally, and these guys, David Ben, Buffon, Denzamo and Boniface, have got such great upturn in pace, as Boniface has made a interesting error down the back straight there. So hopefully he doesn't do that in the real thing. So we have 5 minutes left. We're coming to the kind of lull in qualifying, where drivers come back in, get some fresh rubber put on. And we also see some drivers come out on track after they tend to go for the quieter times. So I'm not sure if Buffon is on a lap, but it doesn't look like he is. Let's go to see how he is getting on. He's coming in. So a lot of drivers coming in. McQuiz, excuse me, out on a lap. You can see on his lap delta on the steering wheel. We just saw there a glimpse of it. He is half a second up on his best lap. This will bring him to a 30.0, which will put him on the front row. But he absolutely needs to get in front of Washi. If he finishes in front of Washi today, championship will turn in his favour. He's coming up to the most famous section of this track, the Spoon Corner. This double left heading down towards the most famous corner on the track, 130R, where it is absolutely flat. We're going to ride on board with McQuiz as he goes down towards 130R. You will see how spectacular this is. Here he comes. Well, actually, he's backed out of it, but it is normally no hint of a lift at all. And we go into Casio Triangle. He will head into the pit lane, it looks like, for some fresh tyres. And there he goes. So, then, everybody in the top 5 is in. We got a few drivers out on track, namely Noodle. We got Jason out on track, likes to come out in the quiet period. Ghost Hunter also out on track. How's he doing? Let's see where this is going to put him. Of course, the field is so competitive now with 20 drivers, absolute full grid. First time we've seen, well, it's actually second time we've seen a full grid this season. Everybody looks like they're coming into the pit lane, so we're going to have a quiet period in qualifying. There is G White. He's been missing for the past 5 or 6 rounds, and he's come back in Suzuka. Just couldn't find the time, but he's back now. His teammate fighting for the championship. Now he's just got to make sure they can keep second in the Constructors, because the Constructors title is very close to being wrapped up by Toro Rosso. Denzamo and Washi, constant podiums and first and second finishes. The top 4 are all out on that lap now. The only driver in the 129s is this man, Boniface. I was in a practice race with him earlier. He is very, very quick. And so, we come to the most climactic point of qualifying. We come to the point where drivers will now be getting in the zone and going even quicker than they did in the previous 5 minutes. Boniface, Buffon, David Ben, Washi and McQuiz all out on track, and will now be going to set some very, very quick lap times. We will ride on board with whoever is closest. We will go to Denzamo. This is the man who took his first ever pole position last time out in Malaysia. He's looking for another front row start here, but will he get it? Here we go to the Casio Triangle for his lap then. So, riding on board with Denzamo. Let's see if he can steal another pole position. He's going to come across the line for the first DRS section, coming down towards the first turn. It is a spectacular first turn. Let's watch on board with him as he goes through this first corner. We're going to listen. Barely any, a big lift, but no sign of a break. And then we come to the S section. He goes left and he goes right. This is the S-curve section. There's no special name to it. It's just the S-curves. Very nicely done from Denzamo. And then come to the Dunlop curve. Absolutely flat there. No hint of a lift. We come to the first of the 2 Degners. Is this flat? A hint of a lift, but barely any lifting done there. Coming through the second Degner. And coming up to the hairpin then. A very, very deceivingly tight off-camber hairpin. This is, gets it turned in gently on the power. Gets it nicely on the power. You can see Rob 2K is in P2, but only by a couple of thousandths. He's in by 5 thousandths of a second. We can't quite see if he's up on his delta. Is Denzamo, but we can't quite see that just yet. So coming through the Spoon Corner down towards 130R, we're going to see a spat of lap times being set now. they will have another chance at it. There's 1 minute. There's just about 1 minute left in qualifying, which means one more lap if they want it. Coming through 130R then, Denzamo, can he steal pole position, or will he just get another front row start then? So, locking up into the Casio triangle. Out of the final corner is Denzamo going to put it on pole position for the second time this season. Yes, he is, a 129.7. Boniface is on his way as well. Let's see if this is an improvement for the McLaren driver. Gets it on the brakes into the Casio triangle. Just ahead of him, I think, is the other Force India of Dyson. So coming across the line, Boniface, does he steal it back from Denzamo? Yes, he does. 129.5. Very, very fast laps indeed. Buffon comes across the line. He thinks he's going on to another lap. Washi goes on to P2 on the front row for the Toro Rosso driver. McQuiz needs this lap to be perfect. He's not going to get another chance. So, this is the climactic point. Rob 2K gets on the front row. 129.6. McQuiz on his way down through 130R then. This has to be the lap of his life. Down onto the brakes into the Casio triangle. Is this going to be the front row? He comes through the final corner. Can McQuiz get it on the front row? Can he get pole position? No, he can't. He just misses out on the front row, but gets in front of Washi with a 129.6. So that's a great lap. Washi is still on a lap though, so we can't count him out just yet. Denzamo also on a lap, but looks like he's backed out of it. Boniface still on a lap. Rob 2K also on a lap, so it is not over yet. More than amazing. Gets into the top 10 then on a 130.6. But some extremely quick laps then. Boniface still on a lap. Can he go even quicker, or can Rob 2K challenge him? Washi looks like he's slightly up. He only needs a couple of hundredths to get in front. Well, he needs about a tenth of a second to get in front of McQuiz, and he looks like he's going to get that. He's 2/10 of a second up at that middle sector. So, coming through the Casio triangle, Boniface goes even quicker with a 129.3, and coming across the line, can Washi do it? Washi goes on the front row with a 129.4, and Buffon steals that away with a 129.5, which pushes McQuiz all the way down to P5. Timing was so wrong for him there, and he gets all the way down onto the third row of the grid, which is not good for his championship fight. Washi gets on the front row. Rob 2K just not quite able, he backs out of it, so Washi is in a great position now. He's on the front row, but Boniface, absolutely brilliant, a 129.3, will start on pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix. What a qualifying. As always here in F8, they're getting even better with more drivers, so Boniface gets another pole position for McLaren. I believe his second of the season, as there's been a collision there between, we'll ignore that. So absolutely brilliant. Denzamo couldn't do it today, gets P6, but Boniface gets another pole position. So absolutely brilliant. There is your confirmation. 0.05 of a second was all it was between Boniface and Washi for pole position here in Japan. Then there's Buffon, who gets his best qualifying this season with a P3. Brilliant stuff. Rob 2K P4. The top 7 separated by just over half a second. David Ben only managed 7th. McQuiz only managed 5th, but it was only 2/10 he needed. That's how competitive it is. Jerry 4 starts in P10, Noodle in P9, More Than Amazing in P8, and further down the grid you can see them all there. Just couldn't quite get it in time. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets serious. We're going to have a hell of a race on our hands in this next hour or so. So we welcome you along to round 16 of the PS4 F8 series. It is Boniface who starts on pole position. And just seeing in the chat, McQuiz complaining about Washi sandbagging. Well, we think McQuiz was doing that earlier in the season, we think, but yeah, I mean, we got 30 seconds, 2 lights out then. The first F8 stream on the AOR official channel. We welcome you along to that, and we hope you enjoy the race. I get a sip of water in there. This is crucial for the championship. We have 3 rounds left after this. This could swing the championship. We saw disasters last time out for Washi. But how will it go this time? Grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to go racing in Japan. And we go to 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. Boniface gets away well. Washi gets away well. He's going to be looking to challenge into turn 1. Buffon also gets away well, but he's going to have Rob 2K up his inside into turn 1. Boniface holds on to the lead of the Grand Prix then. So Rob 2K gets into P3. Buffon is lost out massively. He's lost to Denzamo. He's on the outside. Coming into the S curves. He gets shoved off the track. And there's going to be a stack-up effect then as Denzamo gets into the wall. He gets pushed off into the wall. Disaster for the man in 3rd position in the championship, fighting with David Ben for that position. So now we go back to the top. Boniface got the start he needed. He now breaks away from Washi, 7/10 of a second clear. Where is McQuiz? Still in P5. He remains in P5. So that's crucial for him as Noodle has gone off into the gravel in the background. And they just about get through there. So a few moves being made then. Danny Oyuke gets onto the gravel and almost gets into the grass there. So he's trying to get past Lumaro for P11. They're going to go side by side through this section then. So absolute chaos on the start as usual here in F8. But now they will begin to settle down for the most important phase of the Grand Prix. There is your tyre compounds for who is starting on what. A couple of drivers opting for the medium tyres. But now, Washi needs to build that gap to McQuiz. He cannot afford to have a train form. And look at more than amazing. He's come from 10th on the grid to 6th. And he's now challenging McQuiz for P5. DRS will be enabled on lap 3, at the end of lap 3. So we will see some moves being made then. But now, this is a crucial phase of the Grand Prix. Washi needs to break away. He needs to use Boniface as a tow to get away from the guys behind. Rob 2K and Washi have some history. They made contact in Malaysia. So let's see if they will keep it clean today. But Buffon looking very, very good. He lost out on the start phase, but ended up losing only 1 position. But now, more than amazing, starts to get himself involved. Jason into P7 as well, looking very good. Ghost Hunter in P8 looking to challenge already. Medium tyres on super soft tyres then. This should be, well, we think it would be an easy move, but it doesn't look like it's going to be made there. We're going to be a problem in Sector 1 for somebody. Can't quite see who that is, but we will go and find out shortly. So then, Washi trying to get onto the back of Boniface. We have 27 laps of Japan to do today, and Washi needs to get a move on here. He's already built a 1.1 second gap over Rob 2K, and Boniface is looking very slow for some reason here. Washi looking very, very punchy and is back within 0.2 of a second of Boniface then. So this is crucial. He needs to get past. So coming to the chicane, the Casio triangle. Can he make anything work? No. So DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. Washi, you can see how hard he's pushing. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but more than amazing, takes that honour away. So looking very, very good indeed. Any moves being made between the two leaders? No, not yet. Boniface is playing a crucial role here. McQuiz is in 5th and hanging behind. He needs to get a move on, or Washi will take the lead, and he's already looking to get past Buffon. He needs to make a move on. So further down the order, how are things getting on? Hoink in P10. Trying to get up behind Seiki. These are the guys on the medium compound tyres. All these guys on super softs in the top 7. More than amazing. Looking very, very good indeed in that Sauber. And could be a spanner in the works for McQuiz. But McQuiz is within that half a second of Buffon. So he will have benefit of DRS. Washi has dropped behind Boniface. It looks like it was just a rare mistake from Boniface. That last time out, looks like there's a problem for Danny Oyuke. And David Ben, what on earth has happened to him? He's down in 15th place. There's been a problem. Yes, he has. He's been in the wall. So, there has been an issue for David Ben then. Your winner in Singapore has had a problem. So, we will go back to this fight. This absolutely crucial fight. McQuiz is about 3 seconds behind Washi. We're on board with more than amazing in the Sauber. Boniface sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Now DRS starts to take effect. McQuiz will have it on Buffon. Buffon does not have it on Rob 2K. So down towards turn 1. Will there be a move made? No, way too far back for that. But he's going to launch it down the inside. Thought about it. Into the first hairpin. Not going to quite make that work. So riding on board through the S curves then. Washi is just up the road. There he is going through the Dunlop curve. So this has to be crucial for McQuiz. He needs to get past these two and chase after Washi. But Washi looking very, very good. His pace in qualifying was very, very good indeed. There's only about 0.2 of a second separating himself and McQuiz. So when it comes to race pace, let's see who has got the better of who. Washi back within 0.8 of a second, fluctuating between 0.8 of a second and a second then. So now Buffon on the back of Rob 2K, who has picked up a 3-second time penalty. As I think we see a move here between G. Whites and Noodle going side by side up to the Spoon corner. They are almost touching coming up to Spoon corner, and Noodle loses out in that battle. Buffon looking to try and get past Rob 2K. He's right up his chuff here, coming down towards turn 1. DRS will be enabled for Buffon, but it will not be enabled for Rob 2K. So Buffon is going to have the advantage running down to turn 1. He's not going to have enough though, so he's going to have to back out of that one. Oh, Rob 2K loses it. Buffon, how did he manage to keep himself out of that? And man, McQuiz has got the advantage, but couldn't quite do it into the S curves. So Rob 2K loses the back, and there goes McQuiz. There's the move, trying to get past. He goes around the outside through the S curves. What a spectacular move from the Estonian into P3, and now he can chase after Washi. More than amazing, up to P4. Had a poor showing in Malaysia on his return to AOR, but now is punching above his weight into the next phase of the Grand Prix. Now he's 4.2 behind Washi, so now he needs to get a move on. He needs to make sure he keeps himself ahead of More Than Amazing, who looks really, really, really good on those super softs. So Washi 1.5 seconds behind Boniface. Boniface looking very, very comfortable indeed. He's built the gap that he needs to, but More Than Amazing looks so threatening behind the Estonian driver of McQuiz here. And I think he could make this move. So coming down to 130R, he's putting himself in the mirrors of McQuiz, but can't quite make that move yet. This, of course, will hinder McQuiz's chances of chasing after Washi. Been a problem. I think Rob 2K is just having an absolute mare down here. He's dropped all the way down to P9 and is coming in for that wing change. As we see here, the two Red Bull teammates about to go at it here. Hoink Doink and Jason. Hoink trying to go down the inside of his teammate and gets that move done. Buffon, oh no, spinning it into the grass and just about keeps it off the track then. So right now, Washi is doing all he needs to do to make sure he stays ahead in the championship, because McQuiz is not gaining time, because he's going to have to be looking in his mirrors to find this man behind him, More Than Amazing, chasing him down in the Sauber. You can see him just right up the gearbox of the Estonian. Made his return to AOR last time out in Malaysia, did not score points. And meanwhile, you can also see Ghost Hunter all the way up in P5, looking really good in that Haas as well. But he will have Hoink and Jason bearing down on him very shortly. Lemaro also in the points in there in the Sauber. So the Sauber is looking very good today, as I think More Than Amazing has had a problem. He's dropped to 1.7 behind. So all 20 drivers still running. And now we come to the phase of the Grand Prix where everything settles down. McQuiz is in clean air, and he needs to make the most of it. He needs to chase down Washi. He's 4.8 behind him, and More Than Amazing has come in for his pit stop. So let's go on board with him as he goes into the pits. And let's see what he goes on to. It looks like a set of medium compound tyres. Well, it was a set of medium compound tyres. It's actually a set of... Well, it is mediums. The old tyre glitch coming into effect there for us. Seika running well up in the points as well. In the Haas, it had a string of DNFs, but looking really good today. So looking to score some great points. So Haas looking really good as Ghost Hunter, as a result, is up in P4. Thanks to that pit stop from More Than Amazing. More Than Amazing comes out just behind G Whites in P12. So now we think drivers will start to make their pit stops. More Than Amazing was the first to dive in. You can see the blisters forming. Washi looking very, very... has some clean tyres there. So looking very, very good. As there's been a problem for somebody... Oh, there's been a collision between Limaro and Buffon, it looks like. Ian keeps himself out of it just about. Gets into P9. G White's into P10. And More Than Amazing now into P11 as a result. So a problem for Limaro and Buffon. Buffon keeps himself out of the way because he's got wing damage. So Ian into P8, G White's into P9, and More Than Amazing now in P10 needs to find his way past. So then, on board with More Than Amazing as he tries to carve his way through the field. And McQuiz just not making up that time. He's 5.3 behind. G Whites goes hugely wide. Oh, goodness me. That's a huge crash in 130R. How has his wheel not come off there? So, too much pressure from the man behind. And now, More Than Amazing has got to find his way past Ian, who is now in the points in P8. Look at the overspeed versus the Sauber. So, Sauber thinks about it, but More Than Amazing, will he make that move? No, he won't. So keeping it on board with them through the S section. And also we can just see Hoink right up behind Ghost as well for P4. Ghost just picked up a time penalty. And Hoink looking very punchy on those medium tyres. He's going very, very long into this Grand Prix. We'll keep an eye on that battle between More Than Amazing and Ian as well. And McQuiz just not able to keep up with Washi. 6 seconds behind now. So it will all come to the fore in the pit stop section. So here comes Hoink on Ghost Hunter. He's going to be bump drafting him almost. Couldn't find a way past. Had to back out of it. Had a little think about it, but backed out of it as Ghost makes a big mistake coming through there. More Than Amazing makes that move on Ian into 8th position. Oh dear! That was a bit of lag there for a second there, as I thought Hoink had piloted into the pit wall, interestingly enough, but didn't do that, thankfully. So meanwhile, down the back, how are these guys getting on? Jerry Force in P19, G White's in P18, Lamar in P17, Zek and David Ben all the way down here in P15 and 16. This is not like them to be down so far. And Buffon also. It's all as a result of accidents, unfortunately. So we'll be coming to the pit stop section. So I would have to assume that More Than Amazing is going for a massive undercut versus McQuiz, who is now 6.2 behind. And let's see if these guys are going to be coming in shortly. Boniface looks like he's got blisters on those tyres. He's 3.7 clear of Washi and looking so comfortable out the front. As there's a problem for Ian, it looks like. Let's go to him. Yes, he's been in the gravel. He's gone off where Jules Bianchi had his terrible accident. Just at the exit of the Dunlop curve there. Denzamo you can also see all the way down in P12. We had an accident at the start of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. Last week it was Washi, this week it's Denzamo, so they've both had their share. Quiz, massive blisters on those tyres. He's pushing it on, but really losing pace. So Rob 2K also trying to make his way past Noodle here. He's on the soft tyre. Getting the slipstream down towards 130R. Definitely not a move here, but perhaps into the Casino Triangle, a Casio Triangle. Yes, he does. So he's going to go to the maybe think about a Hulkenberg as he gets squeezed onto the grass. And no cigar for him there. So, right now, Washi looking good to maintain the championship lead, as McQuiz just doesn't look like he's able to hold on or even close that gap. And you can see Buffon pushing on down there. Hoink making his way past Ghost as well. Buffon setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix. You can see some action going on here between Jason and Sake. Sorry, not it'll be Ghost actually. Mixing my hasses up there. So these guys are on the medium tyres. They started on the medium tyres. And you can see there, Boniface into the pits for his stop. Washi stays out and takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. Will McQuiz follow? McQuiz follows Boniface. So Hoink will stay out surely on those medium tyres. McQuiz onto the soft tyres. Boniface onto the soft tyres. So Hoink, where is he going to come out? Where is he going to come out relative to Hoink? He's going to come out behind Hoink. And Boniface gets out in front of Hoink. So McQuiz will drop behind the two Red Bulls. So he'll get a little bit caught in traffic here. He gets out just in front of Seika. So now we'll keep an eye on Washi. He'll be pushing on very hard. Look at the wear on those tyres. Interesting to see where More Than Amazing will come into play here. He's come out, actually, he's 2.4 behind Seika, so the massive undercut has not worked for him, really. But these guys looking like they're avoiding the medium tyres altogether. And Boniface already pushing on very hard, 16.4 behind. Let's see if Washi will come into the pit lane then for his stop. And where will he come out relative to McQuiz? Gets a kick of oversteer and in he comes for the pit stop that he has to make. So then, Boniface will surely take the lead of the Grand Prix now. And Washi, he's going to go on to a set of the soft compound tyre. Boniface is going to come past and take the lead of the Grand Prix. There he goes. There's Washi in pit lane. Hoink is going to go past as well. Where is McQuiz? He's on the pit straight and he's come out well in front of McQuiz. And he just about gets out in front of Jason as well. So now Boniface back in the lead of the Grand Prix and well in the lead as well. Hoink still has yet to make a stop. He started on the medium tyres. Jason also started on those mediums. So, More Than Amazing. How's he getting on? He's trying to make his way past Seika. He's just going to maybe stick one down the inside. Yes, he is, and gets straight past into 6th place. And Denzamo makes his pit stop. This has been a dire Grand Prix for him, really, since the start. So out he comes in P16. It's going to be a tough one to score points today, unfortunately for him. So then, Washi is 1.2 behind Hoink. McQuiz pushing on. Let's see if he likes the soft tyre more than the super softs. So he's 1.9 behind Jason. Jason on 13 lap old medium tyres. And so Washi pushes on. And see if he can get past Hoink here. Riding on board with the championship leader. 2 points clear at the top. But right now he's on to hold on to the lead of the championship and extend it. But really, McQuiz and Washi are in reality second and third in this race, which would only marginally increase the championship gap. So Washi pushing himself on, trying to get past Hoyne, can't quite do it. McQuiz also trying to make his way past Jason there in P5. We'll see how he gets on. And Boniface just a mile out. Oh, dearie me, no, that is a disaster. Washi has hit the back of Hoink and has now got wing damage. Now, this is a disaster for him. This is not going to help his downforce. Maybe just caught off guard by how late or how early Hoink braked. He will be furious now. So McQuiz pushing on in the background. This is to get past Jason for P4. So already pulling alongside down towards 130R. And looks like he's already ahead of the Red Bull. And yes, he is into P4. And now behind Washi, but now Washi has wing damage. Let's see if it affects him. Well, we're right on board with the man who is now having to deal with downforce issues. So now this is McQuiz's opportunity to close in. This is where Washi is going to struggle. He's going to struggle for the downforce through this S section. Look at the gap coming down between McQuiz and Washi. This is getting tasty. So up the hill they come. McQuiz is closing in for the kill. Seika looks like he's had a problem. Unfortunately, yes, he has. But it looks like he's got away with wing damage. Washi has to make this move. But he's just stuck behind Hoink. And there is McQuiz. And this is crucial for the championship. If McQuiz gets ahead, he will either tie the championship or he will take the lead of the championship. So now Washi will see him in his mirrors and will now be disheartened because he was so far ahead, but now he's closing in. On lap 15 of 27 with 12 laps to go. So let's see if Washi can make that move. No, he can't. He's just not able. And McQuiz is surely smiling underneath that helmet. He knows that this is crucial. He knows that this is his opportunity. So riding on board through the S-curves, look how much time Washi loses thanks to that wing damage. And he cannot afford to come into the pits to get it fixed either. So now, we're riding on board with McQuiz as he attempts to take the lead of the World Championship. So now, Washi is just not able to find a way past. And this is absolutely crucial. I know I've said it so many times, but now he's in DRS range. Now he is within a shot of the title, and now he can take the lead if he gets past. If they were to finish as they were, the championship gap will go to 5 points. But if they swap positions, which is most likely they will, then the championship will go in McQuiz's favour. After he hasn't been in the lead of the championship since Australia, when he won. But now he's in DRS range, and now he can close in. And Washi's going for it, Washi's going for it, and he's taken it. So now he's got to move on. He knew he had to make that move. Oh dear. And now it's even the playing field, because now McQuiz has got wing damage. So they're both getting caught out by how slow Hoink is going through the corners. So you can see they've both got wing damage now. And McQuiz just not able to get past. Now he's basically got some karma, if you will. So Hoink has been a spanner in the works for both of them now. Washi now pulls away. So McQuiz has to make this move if he wants to just keep that gap in the championship to 5 points. But now he's not able to keep up with Hoink. But I think he just has to be patient and wait for Hoink to come in the pit lane, because he will have to make a stop. Meanwhile, More Than Amazing making a move on Jason into 130R into P5. He will go. Hoink will stay out, and McQuiz not able to deal with that wing damage as good as Washi is able to. So perhaps a little bit too eager from McQuiz. Just was not anticipating how slow Hoink was going through the corners, and has paid the price for it. So I'm sure there will be some words said after this Grand Prix. But now Washi pulls 1.7 seconds away from Hoink. And McQuiz is in the same situation as Washi was. But Washi's had a spate of bad luck in the last 2 races. So it was about time that he got some luck on his side, and it looks like it's going his way today. So, right now, even though they're in 2nd and 4th respectively, the gap will still remain under 10 points. It'll go to either 8 or 5, depending on if McQuiz can get past Hoink. Well, he will, because Hoink will have to make a pit stop. And we cannot count out this man who's chasing him down. Hoink finally makes his pit stop and comes in. So now it is Washi and McQuiz P2 and 3. Meanwhile, at the front, Boniface has been having a real quiet one. We haven't seen him really since the start of the Grand Prix. And More Than Amazing in P4 chasing down McQuiz. So where does Hoink come out? He'll come out in P7. Sorry, P6 it looks like. So, Washi with wing damage. Oh dear! Oh, almost ended in tears. Right there for Washi. Got on the gravel, but saved it. Now McQuiz needs to push on. Even with the wing damage, he's got to push on, but More Than Amazing is closing in. You can just see him in the background. And David Ben, as we've been saying, is now into the points in P9, but he's now got Rob 2K up behind him on Super Softs. Got a yellow flag in this sector, as that's Jerry Force. We've had 0 retirements from this Grand Prix. And looking to keep that, but look at this, More Than Amazing, 1.2 seconds behind McQuiz. Not quite within DRS range just yet, but is getting ever closer. So, if More Than Amazing gets past, that championship gap will go to 8 points. If they remain where they are, it will go to 5. But we can say that was probably a mistake from the Estonian, because he lost a huge chunk of time. And we got to remember, these guys are struggling around with wing damage. And he can actually see Washi just up the road. He's now 2.6 behind. And you can see him there. He can see the championship lead in front of his eyes. But can he take it? We've got about 7 laps left to run here in Japan. And More Than Amazing could be on for a podium. He's half a second behind McQuiz and could be about to make the move here. So coming up towards the Casio Square, More Than Amazing. Can he make the move past the Estonian for P3 in this Grand Prix? He's looking to the outside, can't quite make that move here. So he'll have DRS down the main straight then. McQuiz goes very, very defensive down the main straight. And here he comes, More Than Amazing for P3 in this Grand Prix. Can't do it, McQuiz holds it on the outside. All of this is hindering McQuiz's chase of Washi, but if More Than Amazing gets past, then he can use him to pull himself up towards Washi. So Rob2K sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, I think Zek is having a little spat with Lamaro down here in P14. This is for P13 he's looking for. And he's going to go Nico Hulkenberg around the outside. Can't make that work. Yes, he can make that work because he gets the room on the outside and gets the run around the outside. Still side by side with him. Down the main straight, DRS open for Zek. But we're going to move away from that for just a second because look how close More Than Amazing is to the back of McQuiz. Zek has not made that... Yes, he has made that move. Zek makes that move. So here comes More Than Amazing. He's going to have to go to the inside of 130 AOR for this move if he wants it. This is for a podium in his second race in AOR. And he's done it. So now, McQuiz, this can be used to his advantage. He can use More Than Amazing to pull him along towards Washi, and this could really help him. Out comes G. Whites out of the pit lane. And this could be a hindrance to the boat, but G. Whites gets well out of the way. We see the pace More Than Amazing has. He's on for a podium and it's just his second race in AOR F8. Just about 6 laps to run here. McQuiz just not able to use More Than Amazing to his advantage. But of course, More Than Amazing battling with Washi will certainly help. So if More Than Amazing gets past, that'll mean something else for the championship. Well, actually, no, they'll remain the same. It'll go up by 3 points to 5 points. So McQuiz is now already just 1.7 seconds back from More Than Amazing. And More Than Amazing is already within 1.7 seconds of Washi. So, on lap 22 of 27, these guys will be going on to 21 seconds clear out front is Boniface, who is putting on an absolute masterclass here today. Has led every single lap apart from one. So More Than Amazing, 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds behind Washi. Washi has wing damage as well. So you have to say, McQuiz and Washi driving the pants out of these cars, even with the damage they have. McQuiz already 2 seconds behind More Than Amazing, and now More Than Amazing is within a second of Washi. And that has actually dragged McQuiz up a little bit. He's going to be about 2.5 seconds behind Washi when the More Than Amazing gets past. Not if, but when, at this point. So, running down towards 130R. More Than Amazing will have the superior speed because he's got more wing. More bits of his wing attached to him. So he'll have DRS down the main straight. McQuiz is now 2.8 behind. So here comes More Than Amazing to take P2 in this Grand Prix. After starting in P10, he'll have DRS down this main straight. But he won't be able to make that move. And we know how hard Washi is to get past. So, catching up to him is one thing, getting past is another. So again, this could help McQuiz catch up. If Washi manages to hold More Than Amazing behind him for long enough, he can really catch him up. Well, he's actually got a time penalty, has More Than Amazing, so that's hindered his chances. So he now really has to get past and pull that gap. He's now right up behind the back of Washi. Let's hope the move is clean. So coming into Spoon, he'll have the superior downforce. And he'll have the slipstream down towards 130R. Washi will he defend or will he just let him through? He'll have the slipstream. Here comes More Than Amazing then. Well, he thought about the move but backed out of it. So he has to stick behind. So, second DRS section then. For More Than Amazing. Still, will he be able to make this move? No, because Washi will defend and hold on to that P2, which is so crucial for him. Well, if they remember, they are. It will go up to 8 points, the championship gap. And even if More Than Amazing gets past, he still has to pull 3 seconds. Thanks to his penalty. So really, Washi, what he has to do is make sure he doesn't cut any corners. He goes a bit wide there, but manages to keep it together. McQuiz is not able to benefit from this. He just cannot keep up with the pace of these guys, even with Washi's broken wing. So, what would the story have been if he had not hit the back of Hoink? More Than Amazing gets a great run out of Spoon there, and now Washi goes into the middle of the track, but now More Than Amazing will make this move into 130R. Yes, he will, down the inside into P2, and finally gets his way into second place, but now he has to pull a 3-second lead. And he's already done that. He's already about a second clear. 1.1 seconds clear. And now the championship gap stands at 5 points if they stay where they are. So, Hoink, how is he getting on? He's looking to get past Ghost, actually. Ghost is driving an absolute blinder today. All the way up in P5, on for his best result this season. I think his best result came all the way back in Belgium with a P10 in his debut. And we only have 3 laps left to run here in Japan. It's been an intriguing race, but then again, we still haven't seen the side-by-side action we so very wanted between McQuiz and Washi. Washi now 4.1 seconds ahead of McQuiz, so even if he did get a penalty, he would still be well clear. He just needs to make sure that he does not make any mistakes. 2 laps left to run here in Japan, and more than amazing, has managed to pull that 3-second gap. What a drive this is from more than amazing. A short absence away from AOR, came back last race in Malaysia, didn't score any points, but is now on to score a podium out of nowhere in Japan, so really asserting himself. Still all 20 drivers still running, which is always fantastic to see with only 2 laps left. Hoink trying to find his way past Ghost Hunter, still unable to get up near to him. So the man out front, Boniface, has just been untouchable today. Fastest lap in qualifying. Took pole position. Has led every single lap of the Grand Prix. And has just been absolutely dominant today in that McLaren. He's on for his 2nd victory in the PS4 F8 tier. You can just go back to this battle between Hoink and Ghost Hunter. He's right up behind him is Hoink now. Let's see if he can find his way past through Spoon Corner. He's on super softs versus medium tyres. So this really should be a contest. Between Hoink and Ghost. So coming down towards 130R. Boniface is on the final lap. These guys are about to go on to the final lap. So, whoa! Massive dive from Hoink. What a move from Hoink into P5. Huge dive bomb. Good job from Ghost to anticipate that. But what a move from Hoink. Huge dive bomb there. So, Boniface is coming into the final sector now. Has just been, as I said, completely untouchable today. He's driven that car absolutely perfectly. No mistakes from him whatsoever. He won in Canada back a long time ago, where he also completely dominated that race. He took pole position and a win in Canada that time as well, and he is about to do the same today in PS4 F8. So through the final corner, he comes around, and James Boniface wins the Japanese Grand Prix in the PS4 F8 tier for round 16. Fantastic, untouchable. But now we go back to More Than Amazing, who has driven an amazing Grand Prix. He started in P10, and we did not think we would see him on the podium. But here he comes through the final corner. More Than Amazing will pick up P2 in this Grand Prix. What a drive from the Sauber driver. Washi, his bad luck comes to an end. He comes across the line for P3. McQuiz comes across the line in P4. And the championship gap goes to 5 points now. Hoink comes across the line in P5. And Ghost Hunter, fantastic result, comes across in P6. Buffon just about holds on to P7 versus Rob 2K there. Jason comes across the line in P9, and great points for Red Bull then. David Ben, great recovery after his accident, comes across the line to finish in P10 and get a points finish for Ferrari. So outside the points, Denzamo, interestingly enough, is only going to finish in P11, just outside the points. But it all came to an end at the beginning, really. So, James Boniface takes victory in Japan. And what a drive from him. Absolutely perfect. No mistakes. Pole position. And there he is on the top step for the 2nd time this season. James Boniface takes victory. There is More Than Amazing alongside him. And Washi on the podium. McQuiz, no sign of him. He's finished in P4. Championship gap now lies at 5 points. And now the championship gap, well, the championship fight really heats up when we head to Circuit of the Americas next time out. This has been the first PS4 F8 stream that we've had on the official AOR channel. We hope you enjoyed it. And there is confirmation of the results. So thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. We hope you enjoyed the race. And we will see you next time out at Circuit of the Americas. Bye bye.